Do you know what it means if someone says they can't be asked? If you need some bog roll, any ideas? If someone's chuffed, how do they feel? And if the party was dead, does that mean it was a success or a bit of a failure? Well, if you don't know what some of these words mean, then this lesson is going to be very useful indeed. Today, I'm going to share what I think are the 40 most essential slang words in British English. I will stress that many of these words that I'm going to share with you today are more British, although there's one or two Americanisms that might creep in there. Yes, today is all about slang. It's been a while since we've dedicated a lesson to slang, but today I want to share essential slang. Slang that I would use, slang that you would hear on the street, in television series, soap operas, down the pub. Yes, these words are a part of our day-to-day English, but they're not the kind of words you're going to get taught in a book or maybe even at school. So if you want to learn what it means to be chuffed, knackered, bonkers, or if something's a bit manky, then you better keep watching. Welcome back to Love English. Let's get started with the lesson. Right, back to slang. Let's have a look at some very simple alternatives to saying yes, no, no problem, bye, sorry, thanks, and of course, hello. Number one, and actually I didn't realise when I used this word once with one of my students that they wouldn't understand. Nope. Instead of no, you can say nope. And it is kind of, that's it, nope. I don't want to do it, or I don't like it. Have you done your homework? Nope. Again, it's informal, it's slang, so be careful when you use it. It can sound a little bit rude. And as a second alternative to no, there is nah, nah. Do you fancy going to the cinema tonight? Nah, not really. So nope or nah. In the same way, we could say yes or yeah. Hopefully some of you have heard yeah before and realised it's slightly more relaxed form of yes. But did you know you can also say you bet? You bet. So this is a great, very enthusiastic way of saying yes. Have you done your homework yet? You bet. Number three, two alternatives again to sorry. Now the first one I'm going to give you, soz. Soz, I would say, is very informal, very much spoken or in a text message. I personally would not use soz. It sounds a bit strange to me, but you may come across it yourself, and certainly in a text message might be more common. However, I'm more likely to say my bad. My bad. This essentially means my mistake. And yes, before some of you start commenting below, my bad is more American. But as always, the American language has heavily influenced British English, and so you will often hear my bad. My bad. Did you break that vase? Soz, my bad. Number four, would you mind going to the shops and getting some milk? Yeah, no biggie. No biggie meaning no problem. No problem. Again, very common. I would probably even use this in some situations, and you will certainly hear it a lot in informal English. Number five, and this is so simple but really often used, cheers. Cheers, an alternative to saying thanks. When I get on the bus, I often say cheers or get off the bus. Cheers to the driver. And of course, you will hear it being used when you're clinking glasses, making a toast. But in this context, it doesn't mean thank you. Cheers in informal situations can mean thanks. Thank you. And if you want to be super lazy, you could always use just two letters, tar. Tar. Works really well in a text message, but also when you speak. Tar for doing the washing up. I was way too lazy this evening to do it. Now, hello, there's nothing wrong with it. Perfectly acceptable. Of course, all of these words are. What I'm trying to do is give you a broader vocabulary and also help your comprehension, particularly when you're listening to native speakers. So instead of hello, a lot of native speakers will often say hi or hiya, hiya. Whether that's in a text message, an email, hiya is more informal. Hi is quite neutral, but again, more common in informal situations. Certainly in an email, it would be informal. Now, bye or goodbye, absolutely fine, little bit boring. Instead, why don't you say, see ya, see ya, see you later, see ya, or a great one that you might not know, it is an acronym, TTFN. TTFN. Any ideas what it could mean? Probably not. Ta-ta for now. Not so commonly used, but certainly some members of my family do use this. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Try putting it in a text and seeing if anyone understands. You'll be surprised at how many English people, natives, do know this, but I don't think you guys would. Okay, those were the very simple words that I wanted to give you some slang alternatives for. Now, moving on to a range of vocabulary. Pay attention. If it is a verb, you will see a V. If it is an adjective, you will see ADJ. If it is a noun, N, or an adverb, ADV. So pay attention to that code because sometimes I forget to say whether it's a noun, a verb, or an adjective, but it's important you know what form the word is in because it helps you know how to use it. Now, I think these next three are some of my favourite slang words in British English. Asked, asked. Essentially, when you say, I can't be asked, it means I can't be bothered. I'm too lazy. Have you done the hoovering yet today? Oh, I can't be asked. Really? Do I have to? Number 9, any idea what a bog is? No, I'm not talking about a swamp. I'm talking about somewhere in your home, or indeed many buildings, hopefully. The bog is the toilet. That's right. It's a very informal word for toilet. So if you ask someone, could you tell me where the bog is? You're asking in a very informal way, can you tell me where the toilet is? Not the best thing to do in a restaurant, but if you've got an English teacher, she might have a little bit of a laugh, a chuckle to hear you say bog. On the same theme, number 10, bog roll. Any ideas what this might be? Honey, we've run out of bog roll. Yes, if you've guessed toilet paper, you are right. This one actually reminded me of a very funny situation where a student of mine misunderstood bog roll. I think somebody explained it to him as arse paper. We never say arse paper. It's funny, but it's just not English. So bog roll would be as informal as it gets, really. And again, not to be used in a restaurant, in formal situations, at work, just as a laugh with friends, perhaps. Bog roll. 11, if you want to call someone crazy, in fact, we have a lot of words, slang words for crazy in English, then you could say bonkers. Bonkers. She is absolutely bonkers. She was up till 2 o'clock dancing at the disco last night. Crazy. Bonkers. So a great word to use to describe somebody that's a little bit, crazy. You can use it in a kind of friendly, non-aggressive way to say to someone, oh my goodness, you are bonkers. What did you want to do that for? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're calling them mentally unstable. It can just be about their behavior or their choice. So depending on the situation, your tone of voice, it's not necessarily offensive. Number 13, a word that you will come across a lot when describing children. Cheeky. Cheeky. Now your cheek is actually this. This is your cheek. But cheeky is actually meaning a little bit naughty, not in a bad way, usually in quite a funny, almost sweet way. But when you say someone is cheeky, you're saying it in a playful way. Wow, he was a little bit cheeky last night, asking you for a dance. She is such a cheeky monkey, always asking for chocolate when she comes round. So a little bit naughty. Again, in a playful way. It's not rude, it's not impolite. It's simply saying that someone's a little bit naughty. Number 14, to be chuffed. Or you might hear the phrase, I am chuffed to bits. Simply means I am happy. I am really, really happy. I was chuffed when I heard that they'd got engaged. I am so happy for them. I was chuffed to bits when I got my exam results. They were all A's. So chuffed, happy, informal, not rude, not impolite, but very commonly used. Number 15, you guys know this one, a cuppa. A cuppa. Fancy a cuppa? Have you had a cuppa? Oh, I'm dying for a cuppa. Yes, a cup of, and it is always, ladies and gentlemen, tea. You would not use cuppa to talk about coffee or water or anything else. It is purely about tea, and usually traditional British tea. You wouldn't say a cuppa and have a herbal tea. You could say herbal tea, but cuppa is that nice, strong British brew. So fancy a cuppa? Be careful, number 16 and 17 sound very similar and the meaning is not that different. So be careful how you use them and make sure you understand the difference. Cushy, cushy. Cushy simply means to be easy. Her new job seems rather cushy. She doesn't have to do much at all, just type a few emails. Now, cushy is sometimes used in a similar way, but what it actually means is excellent, excellent. I've got a new job and they pay me loads of money. Wow, cushy. So cushy and cushy. But I do think that sometimes people kind of use them interchangeably. So don't worry too much if you do make a mistake with these. Cushy, comfortable, easy, without many demands, whereas cushy is usually referring to something being excellent, amazing. Now, this one is a great one because if you get the pronunciation wrong, which many people do, then you could use the slang alternative. Comfy, comfy, meaning comfortable, 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 comfy. So comfy means comfortable, that's it. Oh, my bed is so comfy in the hotel. Cushy. Number 19, dead. Yes, we know that dead usually means not living any longer, but in this case it means quiet. There is no one. The bar was dead last night. There was no one there because the weather was so bad, people didn't want to go out. Number 20, dodgy. Dodgy. This is a very common slang word and essentially means that someone or something is not trustworthy. If we're talking about a person, it means they're not a very trustworthy person. He seems a bit dodgy. I'm not really sure about him. But if you say that something is dodgy, it could mean that perhaps it's not working very well or you think it might break. The car seems to be a bit dodgy at the moment, so I'm taking it easy. Number 21, a dog's body. A dog's body. A person who takes care of menial, boring tasks, particularly ones that people don't want to do. So if you say that someone is a general dog's body, it means they do all the boring, uninteresting, unpleasant often jobs. Pick up your own toys. I'm not your dog's body. Number 22, if something is a drag, it means that it's rather tiresome, boring, or troublesome. Oh, it is such a drag doing homework after school. I just want to sit and watch some Netflix. Now, number 23 is actually one that I would commonly use to say that something is amazing, fantastic. Fab, fab. Do you fancy having lunch tomorrow? Oh, that would be fab. I'd love it. So fab meaning fabulous, but actually probably more commonly used by women rather than men. You can, of course, use it, whatever your gender, but I would say that this is more commonly used by us girls. If you want to describe someone as being maybe a little bit unreliable. You're not sure whether you can rely on them to turn up on time or to do what they say they're going to do. You could call them flaky, the adjective, or a flake. Yes, it's simply a way of describing a person who's unreliable, perhaps changes their mind quite a lot. For example, he promised to be at the meeting yesterday. I can't believe what a flake he is. Number 25, when you want to express that you are very, very disappointed. Gutted, gutted. I was so gutted about my exam results. I worked really hard. So to be very, very disappointed. Number 26, what is that in the fridge? Oh, it's well manky. Manky means disgusting. So if you say that I've got a manky finger, it might be because, when you've trapped your finger in the door and it goes black and then the nail falls off, it's really manky. It means disgusting. Have you cleaned the bathroom? It is so manky. Please give it a clean. So manky, adjective meaning disgusting. Number 27, if you are feeling a bit miffed, it means you're irked, you're disappointed. I was so miffed I missed out on the tickets to that concert. I really wanted to go. She was a bit miffed that he didn't turn up for her date on time. Honestly, why couldn't he just text? Number 28, to murder. Murder. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to kill someone. I could murder a burger right now. Oh my goodness, I'm going to murder that chocolate bar when I get home. Meaning devour, eat in a rather enthusiastic way. To murder. Doesn't mean you're going to kill anything, just means you're going to devour, to eat something quite quickly, quite enthusiastically. Number 29, a lovely expression when you want to tell someone that maybe they've been a little bit silly, maybe foolish. You could say, oh, you numpty. You numpty. Of course I would help you. Why didn't you ask? You're such a numpty. So it's not offensive if you say it in that way. And in fact, it is quite a gentle way of saying someone's been a bit foolish, a bit silly. You numpty. Now, I did say there were a lot of slang words for crazy, and nutter is one of them, one that we would frequently use. God, you are a bit of a nutter sometimes. Why did you stay out drinking till 2 a.m? Nutter. So meaning crazy, that's it. Again, it's not really offensive. You could say it to friends in a kind of joking way, but nutter is one, like bonkers, we would commonly use in English. Number 31, a kerfuffle. Kerfuffle. If there is a kerfuffle, it's describing an argument or a commotion, something's going on. There was a real kerfuffle when someone tried to jump the queue and didn't go to the back of the line. So an argument or commotion, a kerfuffle. This is very, very British. I don't think you would have this in American English. So if you do hear the noun kerfuffle being used, then you know they are talking about an argument or a commotion, something happening, some kind of disturbance. And often it's used by somebody who doesn't like arguments or commotions or problems like this. Oh, what a kerfuffle. Can't they sort this out in private? 32, you know this one. Be careful of the pronunciation. It is not naked, it is knackered. Knackered. Simply meaning tired. I had such a busy day at work. I am knackered. Knackered. And did you know that there's also a Cockney rhyming slang phrase for knackered being cream crackered? I am cream crackered. I really need to have a rest and get to bed early. Cream crackered or knackered? Enjoy. 33, to kid. No, I'm not talking about children, the slang for children. No, I am talking about the verb to kid. I'm kidding, or you're kidding me. If you kid, you are joking. Basically, you're not serious. You're kidding me. She spent how much on that car? Oh, don't kid with me. Are you serious? So to kid is to joke, to not be serious, and often it's used when we're asking if somebody is serious. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 34, a little bit more offensive, but probably a little bit softer than calling someone an idiot. A prat. He was a total prat when we were out last night. He drank too much and was rude to everybody. I was so embarrassed. 35, if you think someone is a bit pathetic, a bit of a loser, you could call them a sad ass. A sad ass. Or even a sado. A sado. This is quite offensive, so please don't use it to somebody's face. Maybe you see someone trying to hit on a woman, desperately looking for a girlfriend, and you might say, oh, God, he's a bit of a sado, or he's a bit of a sad ass, meaning he's pathetic, desperate in this case. So sado or sad ass. Don't say it to their face. It is rude. 36, shag. Both a noun and a verb. You can have a shag or you can shag someone. Basically, sex. Very commonly used in British English. Americans probably don't know what it means, but you need to. It's going to be used in, I don't know, films, television series, and you probably want to know if someone's talking like this in a pub, in a bar. So shag, the slang word, very popular slang word for sex. 37, an alternative to knackered or cream crackered is shattered. Almost rhymes. Shattered. I was shattered after having the kids all day. They completely wore me out. So shattered, to be very, very tired. 38, this is a great one. To be starkers. I was completely starkers when the postman came to the door. I couldn't answer to get the package. So starkers means naked, no clothes on. We also have an idiom, an expression in English to say in your birthday suit, meaning naked because you were born naked, your birthday suit. So starkers or in your birthday suit, there's an extra one there for you. Now, if you are very poor, you've got no money, you've got to the end of the month and you're waiting to get paid, you might say, I am skint. I am totally skint. I can't afford to go out tonight. Soz. So skint, I have no money. I'm very, very poor. Very commonly used in English. You need to know what it means. Try using it in a sentence below. Skint. Oh, the opposite, I've just thought of this one, is minted. Minted. If you say someone is minted, you're saying that they are really, really rich. So Mark Zuckerberg is minted because of Facebook. Very rich. What would you rather be, minted or skint? I know which I'd choose. Now we are nearly there. 2 more to go. To take the piss or to take the mickey. To take the piss or to take the mickey out of someone. You can say, are you taking the piss? Are you taking the mickey? Or are you taking the piss out of me? Are you taking the mickey out of me? Meaning, are you ridiculing? Are you trying to mock me, to humiliate me in some way? The kids were taking the piss out of the maths teacher because he had no hair. They kept calling him Baldy. So to take the piss or to take the mickey. Again, be careful how you use this because if you accuse someone of taking the piss out of you, of taking the mickey, then it can seem that you're being aggressive. But of course, if they are taking the piss, you need to tell them. And finally, tosh. Tosh. Very British, meaning rubbish, not true. Nonsense. I couldn't do my homework last night, sir. It was too difficult. Oh, tosh, of course you can do it. I know you've got a brain in there. So, there we have it. Now, I was going for 40. I've definitely gone over 40 slang words, but hopefully some of those will be brand new to you. And again, I have chosen slang that I think we use on a daily basis, that you will hear in films, television series, and of course, out on the street if you come to visit us in the UK. Now, do make sure you try and use those slang phrases. Of course, if you comment below and share some sentences using slang, and again, personalize it. Make sure it's referring to your life. Give real examples. Thank you as always for watching, and let me know if you'd like some more slang expressions. We've got a lot in British English. Take care. Bye.